Sorry about that. Welcome to Fear Files. We got a nice lineup of videos, some nice little bangers for you. But what I want to do is first, I want y'all to hit that like button, subscribe, and share these videos also. But I ain't gonna hold you. Without further ado, let's get to the videos.
Kanye warned us that Northwest was at risk, and back then, most people ignored him. But looking at the events of 2026, his predictions are unfolding with clinical precision. North has recently debuted a look that has the internet calling her unrecognizable as she takes her place as the face of the next generation of Kardashians. But it was her recent appearance on stage at the Skywater concert that changed everything. While most people were focused on her outfit, I was looking at the symbol positioned directly behind her. This appearance happened just days after Kanye's massive US stadium return was officially confirmed. After years of being sidelined, he is suddenly back in the center of the industry. Is this a coincidence, or are we witnessing the specific terms of a new alignment? Today, we're looking at why these two incidents are inseparable and what this symbol tells us about everything. Just a few days ago, this footage of Northwest dancing on stage with the artist Skywater went viral. While her look drew most of the attention, everyone missed a defining detail: the symbol positioned directly behind her the whole time. I don't even need to name it. You already know what this imagery represents. Isn't it strange that right as Kanye is set to make a comeback, North is popping up with artists showing they're a part of the system? Just 11 days before this video, Kanye officially announced his massive performance at SoFi Stadium in LA. Now North is literally standing in front of the signature logo of the system he spent years exposing. We all know everything in this industry is a calculated move. North wouldn't be positioned in front of that symbol if they didn't intend for it to be seen. They placed her there to send a precise message. I believe all of this connects back to Kanye's return. His history with the industry regarding his children stems from his personal conflict with the system. While many still think he lost his composure and started calling out the labels for no reason, what actually took place was far more strategic. In 2020, Kanye realized he was trapped in a restrictive record contract. He discovered the labels held all his rights, and he was blocked from purchasing them back. In September 2020, he launched a massive public campaign against Universal Music Group and Sony, the two major conglomerates he claimed were controlling artists. When they refused to return his rights, he took drastic measures. This is why Kanye began making moves to dismantle his public standing. He intentionally sought to be sidelined so he could be released from his label. His plan worked, and he was finally dropped from the label. But it was a double-edged sword because he also ruined his career in the process. During the height of this conflict in 2022 is when his warnings about North began. Kanye made it absolutely clear that he did not want his daughter positioned within the industry. Around this time, he claimed Kim was attempting to mold North. He believed she was pushing North into the spotlight for her own agenda. He was deeply concerned about his daughter's presence on TikTok after her videos went viral. Seeing this, he expressed his frustrations on X. Tell her don't have my daughter wearing lipstick on TikTok, and don't have her on TikTok at all if I don't approve that. You can watch this full episode now on my YouTube channel, The Truth Is. The link is in my bio or in my story.
Alright, so I won't be on here for too long today, but there are a few things I wanted to go over. A couple developing situations. So, like I've already mentioned, I am not setting any more dates. If I believe the rapture is going to happen on a certain day, I'm really just going to keep it to myself. Because I realize like one video can reach like 20,000 people. And I'm really tired of people getting excited and then being let down. Being excited and let down. So, even though we know, obviously, we are in season, I will not be setting any more dates. But what I can say is I want you to, anybody who's been following along with this prophecy, I want you to look carefully into the details we've been given. The days, the specific details and contents of the prophecy. I want you to look into the new moon. And I want to remind you about the wheat harvest. When Jesus discussed the end times, when he talked about, oh, one will be taken and another left, there were key details that let us know this would be around either barley or wheat harvest, around springtime. We know wheat harvest ends in June. Without setting a date, I want you to look carefully into the details we've been given regarding this prophecy. If you're watching me for the first time and don't know about the prophecy, it's the prophecy that we believe that Jesus gave to Brother Joshua that he would come get his church September 23rd or 24th, 2025, between that 2-day period. No man knows the day or the hour, because of course when they're trying to cite the new moon, it's always within a 2-day period, so no man knows the exact day. It's an idiom. It's a figure of speech. We know Jesus likes to use symbolism and parables to compare, Jewish weddings and festivals to the end times. So based on that prophecy we were given, we knew that the Exodus started in September, and our belief was that there would be no World Cup 2026. Now, of course, it has already started, but a lot of us still believe that a world-changing event is going to take place during this thing, that it will not finish. So once again, I wasn't going to make another video about this. I already said that I wasn't setting any more dates. But the more stuff that just keeps coming out, it's like I gotta speak on it. I gotta keep, my brothers and sisters encouraged. But I need encouragement as well. I need prayer, because this is not an easy battle when you're like focused. How do I describe it? I feel like you give an inch and then they take a mile in this spiritual war. It's like I finally reach a new level. I finally get mature in a certain area, then I get attacked so hard in another area. It's exhausting, dude. This journey, I am ready for it to end just as much as everyone else. So of course I get excited when I see more and more pieces to the puzzle being given, that even as these dates go by, more and more stuff comes out in the world, pointing to that we are actually in season, that this is the end, that is wrapping up. So first thing I want to mention is this. You can take this with a grain of salt, because this is just I only saw a couple sources claiming this. I haven't seen anybody come out with their own mouth and say it, but I'm seeing a lot of information about, I guess there was this psychic in Brazil, and she said that the World Cup was going to be used because it's a large gathering of people, that during this event there was going to be a massive alien abduction, something like we've never seen before during the World Cup.
That bill that passed, HR 8800, that bill that passed that merges the two militaries, Israeli and the United States, folks, y'all need to read up on that. Once that happens, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's already been a wrap, but we're cooked. Yeah. And I know y'all think the answer is all that marching around and all that bullshit. We're way past that. We're way past that. This is unprecedented. Read up on it. Do your research. And then again, understand you have choices and you do not have to be in bed with the United States right now. The fuck?
This or that or that.
Before you tune your lips up to say you can't afford to leave, I need you to really think about something. Can you afford to stay and live under an Israeli military? Can you afford that shit? Never mind gas prices, never mind food costs. Can you afford that? Right. Figure it the fuck out.
The world will lose gravity for 7 seconds.
Yo, we discovered anti-gravity and it's a real hassle.
Who said that?
August 12th, 2026. A lot of us are going to die.
It's like the worst thing that ever happened to us in our entire lives.
Leaked online, the project's budget is $89 billion.
Shoot.
And its goal is to survive a 7-second gravitational anomaly expected August 12th, 2026 at 14:33 UTC time. Expected casualties will be 40 to 60 million people.
What?
CENTCOM has announced that the U.S. is striking Iran again, and Yemen is moving to blockade Saudi Arabia. It's yet new developments in this new world war. The White House today said that Trump will attend the dignified transfer of the U.S. service members that were killed in the Iran war. Trump also indicated that Iran will pay a heavy price for this action. This is as the president of Iran has said that his country is in a full-scale war with the United States. These attacks are going to move us further up the escalation ladder, in which Iran is going to respond. Iranian state news is saying that they were able to target the base in Jordan based on Jordanian citizens giving Iran intelligence. Donald Trump for weeks now has been threatening an invasion of Karg Island, and I think I figured out why. I've been telling you guys for months now, the force projection in Iran does not make sense for an invasion force. Currently, we have about 50,000 troops in the region ready to go in. When we went into Iraq, we had 300,000 troops, and it still was not enough. I think Iran sees the force projection in the area, and they are making a calculation. What if Donald Trump has been threatening to invade Karg Island because the United States has intelligence that Iran is preparing a ground invasion of Kuwait, of Oman, of Bahrain? What if the IRGC is about to seize all of the U.S. allies in the region? Ever since Donald Trump started talking about invading Karg Island, it almost seemed like he was trying to stop something from happening. Is this why Iran's president said that his country is in a full-scale war with the United States? Is Iran about to push into U.S. allied territories? Can the United States stop them if they tried? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Until next time, guys, drop a follow on TikTok, drop a follow on Instagram. Support my work with $5 a month on Instagram to subscribe, or with a Venmo in my bio. Love you guys. Talk to you later.
Anyone else find this bizarre? This was shown during the World Cup 2026 between Belgium and Iran. And every single time they show you exactly what they are about. And this is no different. I mean, come on. Look at this. Look at what they are showcasing right here for everybody to see. Again, here's more proof. I mean, they are literally showing you exactly what they are about. And this happens every single time at all of these different major events. It never fails. Now, sure, you could say, oh, it's because the team name is the Red Devils, Belgium Red Devils. And be that as it may, it is just very interesting what they chose to showcase, especially in the crowd. But maybe there is nothing to any of this at all, and it's just because this is the team name. But I've seen that hand sign right there, specifically to the right side of your screen, a lot, from a lot of different people, a lot of different athletes, and a lot of different celebrities. What do you think?
Take a look. Explain that to me. There's the plane. There's the sun. Why is this shadow behind the plane's stuff? Look at the shadow. Look at the shadow.
People are wondering, how is that possible? Is it an optical illusion? Shouldn't the shadow be below it if the sun is above the trail? And then what's up with this split right here? How does an airplane split into three? Things are definitely getting weird, and it seems like our world is changing.
I came to the other door to see if I could show how high the sun is, because it's way higher. Look at this. We align with the shadow. Yeah, that makes sense, huh? Shadow.
That's crazy.
I'm literally making this video so that I can check back and be like, I knew it. I don't know what's going to happen, but this coming March, April, the solar activity is insane. But I want to be clear on one specific day. April the 18th, it's being marked as the highest level of solar intensity for the next 7 years. I was also shown a vision 7 years ago of 2026 that the secrets of our history and mankind would be revealed around the equinox. This is a note I literally wrote back then. The halls of knowledge will be revealed. So from what I was shown, it's hidden under the left paw of the Sphinx. This is the first time I've ever shared this. Has anyone else heard about anything like this? Reach out and let me know. If you want your own copy of a 13-month calendar to follow along with all this stuff, there's a link in my bio, or DM me. I am Odiola.
Blockbuster was an event. When you went to Blockbuster on the Friday night, you might meet a date, you might meet a new person. 5 things from my timeline that you had to be there just to understand. Number 1, Blockbuster. You might have a conversation about a movie. It was amazing. It was our entertainment watering hole. You had to be there to understand that. Number 2, AO internet by mail. It was a treat to have internet. That means you had to be present on the internet because you only got 100 minutes and it came to you in the mail. Yes, AOL used to mail you minutes and you got like maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, maybe 100 hours, but you had to be present and you used those wisely. You had to be there to understand that. Number 3, disposable cameras. I can't explain it. You had to be there to feel this one because guess what? Every moment counted. You didn't have unlimited pictures and it took a week to see these pictures. So you would have memories with your friends. You would take it to the pharmacy to get developed and you come back and you would remember those memories and they were actually in your hand. You had to be there to feel that one. Number 4 is payphones. You had to have change to talk to people. That means I had to have 25 cents to actually talk to you. And if you were actually home and picked up the phone, guess what? It was meaningful. Guess what? This was an important conversation. We might be going to a party. I might need help. Whatever it is, I had to have a quarter to talk to you, and it was something that you just had to be there to feel. Number 5 is Radio Shack. You just had to be there to feel this one. This was a magical place where everybody knew everything about electronics. Yes, if your grandfather didn't know how to work his remote, he went to Radio Shack. These are just some places where you just had amazing conversation. You had to be there to understand it. And I wish these things came back, but these are 5 things from my timeline that you just had to be there and feel it.
Here's everything that happened in America in the last 12 hours. The Transportation Department and the Department of Homeland Security are launching a nationwide crackdown on trucking schools suspected of fraud, investigating about 75 CDL training centers accused of falsifying records and failing to properly train commercial drivers. U.S. Border Patrol reported 0 releases of illegal immigrants into the country from the southern border for the 14th straight month in June, as officials said illegal crossings remained at historic lows under the Trump administration's border enforcement policies. The 2026 FIFA World Cup final features Lionel Messi and defending champion Argentina against Spain in a clash between 2 of the tournament's strongest teams. Messi enters the match as the competition's top scorer, while both sides look to cap an impressive World Cup campaign with the championship. The U.S. State Department issued a worldwide travel warning urging Americans to exercise increased caution due to rising tensions with Iran, citing the risk of attacks on U.S. interests and diplomatic facilities overseas. Lebanese President Joseph Aoun is traveling to Washington for talks with U.S. officials aimed at strengthening the Israel-Lebanon ceasefire, improving regional security, and advancing efforts to stabilize southern Lebanon. Influencer brothers Andrew and Tristan Tate were arrested in Miami after British authorities requested their extradition on rape and sex trafficking charges. The brothers were taken into custody by the U.S. Marshals Service and are expected to face extradition proceedings. Kylian Mbappé became the all-time leading World Cup scorer with 22 career goals after scoring twice in France's 6-4 loss to England in the third-place match. He also leads the race for the tournament's Golden Boot with 10 goals. 4 people have died in ICE-related operations within a week, as the agency faces growing scrutiny over its enforcement tactics. The Trump administration has expanded ICE staffing, increased detention targets, and secured billions in new funding to accelerate immigration enforcement across the United States. Here's
Iran just confirmed that the United States has lost the war. Look.
You are on record claiming this war has significantly weakened Iran. But according to US intelligence, Iran still has 70% of its pre-war missile inventory, 90% of its underground missile storage, and of course, almost 1,000 pounds of highly enriched uranium. The US killed Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei and replaced him with, drumroll, Ayatollah Khamenei.
We think.
Well, they did replace him. You can say where he is. We can discuss that. The Iranians, much to Donald Trump's shock and surprise, weaponized the Strait of Hormuz, attacked US's Gulf allies, threw the global economy into disarray. In what fantasy world is this war close to a success?
Okay. So again, the 4 terms, the 4 conditions, let's start with the ballistic missiles. The measure of the effectiveness of ballistic missiles is not how many you have, how many you possess, it's how many you can fire against an enemy in a militarily significant manner.
They just bombed US bases in Bahrain, in Kuwait, in Jordan.
Yes. And that had almost no effect really on the United States' ability to project power in the region. And again,
can somebody tell me what the heck is going on with America's food supply? Because right now, they have people scared to eat anything. Let's get to it. So you can't eat meat right now because 10 million pounds of meat have been recalled for listeria. Right? That's pretty crazy. You can't eat vegetables because there's some strange parasite on the vegetables that's giving explosive diarrhea. Pretty interesting, right? And then we hear yesterday that San Diego, Tijuana released a bunch of sewage, a bunch of doo-doo water into San Diego's beach. So that means you can't eat seafood either because the seafood is eating doo-doo. So my question to you, if you're in America and you have these three things going on, kind of sound third world, right? What are you going to eat? Maybe you should try some of that lab-grown meat or eat soy. I'm out.
In 2026, summer becomes the most intense and record-breaking hot season in U.S. history. Springfield is caught in relentless heat waves that refuse to fade. The temperature rises to extreme levels, causing roads to soften, thermometers to malfunction, and electric fans to stop working after being used nonstop. A television report flashes the date July 2026. At the same time in the real world, climate experts cautioned that this summer could shatter previous heat records across the country. Certain regions may see temperatures soar to 120 degrees Fahrenheit, 49 degrees Celsius. Major cities like Phoenix, Las Vegas, and parts of California face severe and risky conditions. Water shortages begin to spread. Air conditioning units break down, and power systems are pushed close to collapse. In Springfield, customers collapse inside supermarkets because of the suffocating heat. Medical centers become packed with patients suffering from dehydration and heat exhaustion. Food prices climb sharply, and beaches are closed because the sand is too hot to walk on. Even during the night, temperatures hover around 95 degrees Fahrenheit, making it nearly impossible to sleep. News outlets advise people to remain indoors, stay hydrated, and wait for rainfall.
Be careful on Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. If you are watching this video, it is no coincidence. The biggest and most life-changing day of your life will begin. If you skip, it will be the most disappointing day you will get in 2026, followed by extreme bad luck. But if you watch until the end, follow, like, and share it, it will lead to the best day of your life, filled with money, love, and happiness. You will receive an amount of money you didn't expect to receive. I mean a huge amount of money. I'm here to tell you how and why it will happen. Just listen to me carefully. Karma is a real thing. On this day, everything will change for you and your family. Write "I trust" in the comments and share it. You can share it just for yourself because it will help you connect with good luck. If you don't share, you might miss out on the good blessings and feel unlucky in the coming days. After this day, someone you knew before will get in touch with really good news for you. Use this sound, even if it's in private, and in a matter of days, you will see a money miracle that will change everything in your life. If you trust that good things can happen, and if you really want them to, don't pass this blessing without following me. If you are not following yet, click the plus icon on my profile for a daily secret money manifestation prayer that will unlock your ability to attract wealth instantly. Type Amen. Be careful.
Queen Elizabeth's ghost. Did you hear the news or when?
You're talking about how Mitch McConnell posted a picture of him and his wife as a kind of proof of life? Here's the thing, though. I can't help but notice it looks an awful lot like a picture they posted back in March of 2023. Interesting. On top of that, the newspaper he's holding has some strange inconsistencies, if you will. I will. Well, that's interesting. I don't think the U.S. government would ever lie to its people, though. Talking about the explosive butt plug?
Yep.
No. What? Yeah, apparently some leaked documents revealed there is now speculation that Lindsey Graham may have died from an explosive butt plug detonation. What? There's the... Well, that's enough internet for me today. We'll try again tomorrow.
Be careful on Friday, July the 17th, 2026. If you are watching this video, it is no coincidence. The biggest and most life-changing day of your life will begin. If you skip, it will be the most disappointing day you will get in 2026, followed by extreme bad luck. But if you watch until the end, follow, like, and share it, it will lead to the best day of your life, filled with money, love, and happiness. You will receive an amount of money you didn't expect to receive. I mean, a huge amount of money. I'm here to tell you how and why it will happen. Just listen to me carefully. Karma is a real thing. On this day, everything will change for you and your family. Write "I trust" in the comments and share it. You can share it just for yourself because it will help you connect with good luck. If you don't share, you might miss out on the good blessings and feel unlucky in the coming days. After this day, someone you knew before will get in.
Welcome to the new year, holy shit. So this person says, what will be the big space events for 2026? Starting with the most important, NASA's Artemis 2, a crucial step to putting humans back on the moon. Because yes, we've been there before many times. 4 astronauts will orbit the moon and then return to Earth, essentially testing the new system and the new spacecraft. This will pave the way for Artemis 3, where we do land humans back on the moon. The coolest thing about this mission is that it'll be the farthest humans have ever gone from Earth because of how far around the moon they are orbiting. So we're very excited. There's no official launch date yet, hopefully in April. Next up is the total solar eclipse on August 12th, which will be passing through Spain, Iceland, Greenland, and the Arctic. If you haven't seen one, it is the most amazing thing you will ever see in your life. No words. The Nancy Grace Roman Telescope will hopefully launch May of this year, and it's gonna blow everyone's minds. Picture Hubble Space Telescope, but on crack, because its field of view is 100 times wider, but it's just as sharp, so we're gonna be seeing amazing things in our sky. Also, China is hoping to land a probe on the moon's south pole, making it the second country to do so after India. Japan wants to collect samples from one of Mars's moons and bring it back to Earth, which would be really cool. And the ESA wants to launch Plato to look for alien worlds that are like Earth. These are just a few, of course, so clearly it's an exciting year for space, and as always, I will be here to tell you guys about it.
That's spooky. I wouldn't have stayed around for that. Wait.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Ready, set, go. Are you ready?
Get ready.
Are you ready?
Be careful on Sunday, July 19th, 2026. If you are watching this video, it is no coincidence.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sydney, Australia. Discover the stunning harbour, iconic landmarks, and vibrant cultural scene. Sit back, relax, and immerse yourself in the breathtaking aerial views of this spectacular city.
If you want to experience the UK properly this year, then these are all the big events happening by month. January is all about winter traditions with Celtic connections in Glasgow, Burns Night in Scotland on the 25th, and the Viking Fire Festival up Helly in Shetland. February brings love, colour and culture. Chinese New Year is on the 17th of February.
Free events happening in the Twin Cities this weekend that I do not want you to miss. I put together a list of all the free events I can find happening across the Twin Cities metro area.
This summer is
she a baddie, rocks a link. Let me take her to the back, she wanna look at me. 223, bear rock, movie scene. Baby, let's away. Baby, keep the music playing.
Zombies coming in 2026.
You know, you come down here to Louisiana, you get to see the zombie gates, as I like to call them. That's right. During the zombie apocalypse, you want them on one side, and these gates closed, and you on the other. Look at that wall. How cool is that? Apocalyptic zombie gates. That's right.
This is our sun today for July 23rd, 2026. Welcome to another surviving day in the planet. Having a look at 304 angstroms. No major new solar flares since yesterday's update. But we do have some incoming solar storms. Amazing images here. Big coronal hole, which is affecting us.
Alright, title of this video is going to be July 22nd, and I'm going to tell you why that is. Alright, it's about 2:30 Central Time here where I'm at. And so far, there has been 20 download spiritual message coming from the Divine Feminine and Archangel Arcturian Michael since yesterday and mostly today. I took a picture of the messages and I'm going to show them to you and go over them with you and see if I can explain about something that may be either may or may not be happening tomorrow. Alright folks, if y'all see that line up there that says 7/21/26, that's today's date. All of those messages below there are 14 of them. That's all come from Arcturian or Archangel Michael, and then the Divine Feminine, right? But like 3 of them from the Divine, and then the other ones are from Michael. But all of them are saying 7/22. Now look at that message right there. This was yesterday. That's underlined in the red. It's from Michael. It says A land, A California 722. Now it's specifically spelled out California, and it's specifically spelled out land. Don't know what that means. What would that be? A shift or something like that? I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Folks, I've had messages in the past that's been spelled out, and I've had nothing that I've seen that happened. Now, is something happening in the spiritual in those days? Possibly, you know. This one right here, it's still 2:30. And there's already 14 messages, and all those messages, all they're saying, with a few exceptions of back in it, like the word back, is 7/22. Okay? Now, July 22nd was spelled out one time yesterday. And then after that, all it is numbering them. Like the 7, meaning the July, the 7th is the 7th month, and then 22. What does it mean? You know, I don't know. But all I know is it's 2:30 right now, and I'm sure the messages ain't over. And I'm probably going to run another video later today, later this evening, see if there's any more of them to come out, or if it gives us a specific thing or anything. Okay? Alright, folks, that is the message. Say this is for entertainment purposes only. Y'all please ask that Divine Feminine come around you, come into you, release all that stuff that doesn't belong there, and have those angels protecting you each and every day and every minute. Till the next one, folks. Love and light.
You gotta be kidding me. I can't even make this up. Pentagon official addresses UFOs before leaving post. The boss, the guy who was in charge of all the UFO shit, that guy, he quit. He's done. He's leaving his post. He's done with the whole thing. And he had a couple things to say. A couple things that you might be interested. A couple things that I can't even begin to articulate, because I myself am still blown away by the fact that he just started running this place and now he's gone. And everything that's going on with the UFOs, it's a little fucking strange, don't you think?
He getting up out of there.
Here's everything that happened in America in the last 12 hours. Software company Idemia disputed claims that a software malfunction caused thousands of non-citizens to be registered to vote in New Jersey, saying the applicants had identified themselves as non-citizens, but also selected the option requesting voter registration. The U.S. military carried out a 12th consecutive night of strikes against Iranian military targets, hitting missile and drone storage sites, air defenses, and coastal facilities. U.S. forces also redirected commercial vessels as military operations in the region continued. A U.S. poultry company has recalled more than 19 million eggs after concerns they may be contaminated with salmonella. The affected brown and white eggs were produced in Texas, and consumers are being urged to check recalled products. Oil prices climbed to their highest levels in more than a month after Houthi militants claimed attacks on 2 Saudi oil tankers in the Red Sea. Growing concerns over disruptions to key global shipping routes pushed crude prices higher for a fifth straight session. The U.S. Department of Education has opened investigations into 5 medical schools over allegations of racial discrimination in admissions, examining whether the institutions violated federal civil rights laws that prohibit race-based discrimination. New York Governor Kathy Hochul defended her decision to pause construction of large AI data centers, saying the temporary moratorium is meant to protect New Yorkers while the state evaluates the technology's long-term impact and infrastructure needs. Republican lawmakers accused the American Bar Association of using its accreditation authority to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion policies they say are discriminatory, as Congress reviewed the organization's role in overseeing U.S. law schools. The Miami Dolphins signed All-Pro linebacker Jordan Brooks to a 3-year contract extension worth more than $51 million. The new deal comes after Brooks led the NFL in tackles last season. Senator Ron Wyden introduced a bill that would return tariff authority to Congress, seeking to limit the president's power over trade policy and restore congressional control over import taxes. An Australian court ruled in favor of actress Rebel Wilson, finding that her social media posts about the film The Deb did not defame actress Charlotte McInnes or violate her legal rights. Arizona voters decided several key House primaries, setting the stage for competitive general election races that could influence which party controls the U.S. House after the midterm elections.
Something's happening that's literally changing everything. For decades, Iran has been holding the entire world hostage. They've maintained an iron grip on the single most important energy choke point on the planet. But now, as of this moment, that trump card has just been permanently stripped away. Stick me to the very end of this video because I'm going to show you exactly how this war is literally changing the world, how the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and the United States are rewriting the map of global energy right before our very eyes, and how it promises to permanently defeat Iran and its terrorist proxies everywhere. Trump is drawing a hard red line, vowing to obliterate one bridge or power facility every single time Iran dares to target a vessel in the Strait of Hormuz. With more than 50,000 American troops locked in across the theater, this war shows zero signs of slowing down. However, against the backdrop of the bombs, the tankers, the blockade, the real story of this war might be happening underground, in pipelines and supply chain rerouting that nobody's even noticing.
This man believes he can get every person on Earth to clap at the exact same moment, and millions of people are already joining him. His goal is simple. On August 16th, 2026 at exactly 10 o'clock, he wants millions of people around the world to clap their hands at the exact same time. He calls it the ultimate clap and says it will either become one of the biggest internet moments ever or be a complete flop. For months, he's been posting videos every single day, asking people to spread the challenge until it reaches every country in the world. And somehow, it's working. Now, with less than a month remaining, more than 1.8 million people have already signed up, with thousands more joining every single day. He even claims that if all 8 billion people clap together, the combined force could create an interplanetary nanowave, although that's just his own theory. With less than a month remaining, only one question is left. Will the ultimate clap actually make history or become the internet's biggest flop?
Holy shit. Have you seen what's going on in Australia? Yeah. Sydney, Australia. You might want to look it up. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say or not say, like always, but you should probably be aware of what's going on in Sydney, Australia. Go ahead and search it in up there. You're not going to see this on the news. I don't think this will make the mainstream media news. They don't want to talk about this. They don't want people to repeat this in other places. But yeah, you might want to go and type in Sydney, Australia. And just for those people that don't know how to spell Sydney, Australia, I'm going to pop it right there. And this time, I'm not going to be able to show you. You're going to have to check for yourself. It's only going to take 2 seconds. Just pop it in the search bar right here. You'll instantly see what's going on. It should come up on the top. It's funny how we can search for this stuff, but we can't get it in our news feed, or we can't get it from the mainstream media. Interesting how times have changed, but that's the way we got to do it these days. Let me know what you think.
Here's everything that happened in America in the last
Here's everything that happened in America in the last 12 hours. CENTCOM completed its 12th consecutive night of strikes against Iran, targeting maritime capabilities, missile and drone storage, coastal surveillance, and air defense assets, as Iran stopped 3 oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz, and Houthi militants struck 2 Saudi oil tankers in the Red Sea. The House narrowly passed the $1.15 trillion National Defense Authorization Act 216 to 212, along
يا رب العالمين طب يرحمك كوريا ذات السينا وراغير فلسطين
President Trump says that he is close to deciding on a massive attack on Iran larger than Operation Epic Fury, adding that the U.S. is all set for it and does not need Israel, which he says would join in 2 minutes if asked, but would face consequences for doing so. And all of this checks out because, as we are probably aware, that America has been sending all kinds of additional military equipment over to the Middle East. And just yesterday, July 22nd, they sent the B-1 bomber, and that is in preparation for strikes against Iran. And so in other news, in case you missed it, on July 21st, the New York school introduces AI humanoid robot teacher named Sally. This robot is a 5'2" humanoid robot, and this thing will be injected into our school system as a teaching assistant for 11th and 12th graders. It goes on saying Sally features lifelike skin and expressions. And so that's really good. And so now not only are you and I and the children getting programmed, in a sense, to not only research things online and text a question to artificial intelligence, but now it's growing into where now we can see these things and look at them in the eyes and talk to them just how you and I can talk today. And speaking about being able to talk to artificial intelligence while looking them in the eyes, there is something that's out there that is a 3D hologram, which is referred to as an AI companion project named Ava. And it's an anime girl which sits on your desk, keeping you company all day, every day. Here is a picture of what it looks like. But in that article, it says that this AI, is an AI-powered desk companion meant to be a part of your daily life, including work, gaming, and more. It says Ava uses human-like vision and audio sensing for full contextual awareness, allowing two-way conversations and keeping an eye on you and your screen. So here is what is posted on that article, where you see it on the desk and you see it just there in the background, just watching you and keeping an eye on you. And I watched a video on this, and so what was going on in the video is that this thing was on the desk and the guy was talking to it and asking questions and saying, hey, I know you can see my computer screen right now. What should I do in this situation? And then the thing responded and told that guy what to do. And it was just real time, instant. It was a two-way conversation. And so again, it's being normalized to where you and I are talking talking to artificial intelligence. We're looking them in the eyes, and now they're getting more and more invasive. And so now we're even putting them in our schools. And so this is where we are trending towards, and hopefully you can see it. And in case you were unaware, this is nothing new, because over in Albania, there is already something called Diella, which is the world's first artificial intelligence-powered minister. So this is not a real human being. This is an artificial intelligence that was appointed into the Albanian parliament. So AI is already a part of some incredibly powerful systems that currently exist right now, and it's only going to be picking up more speed as we are seeing take place right now. And then to circle back on the video that I put out yesterday on July 22nd, President Trump, we talked about the nuclear deal between America and Saudi Arabia. And President Trump came out and said what I had pretty much assumed. And so it's good to kind of know, in a confirmation kind of way, where he actually says it. But he says that the nuclear deal is approved, but it's totally subject to Saudi Arabia joining the very respected and successful Abraham Accords. And so that's what we were talking about in the last video. Because these Abraham Accords is it's kind of Trump's baby. It's what he is really trying to push into the end zone, and Saudi Arabia is key in order to accomplish that goal. And so he's going to be offering them this nuclear capability, this civilian nuclear capability, and that is something that is very coveted in the world. And so he's like, hey, I'll give this to you, but if I give it to you, you're going to have to join the Abraham Accords. And so who knows how this will unfold, but it's definitely getting interesting. And so my daughter, when I told her I was going to make a video on this real quick, she said, hey, can you make sure to tell them about Jesus? And so, of course, I'm going to tell you guys, this is all just things to pay attention to. We are watch women on the wall. And the main thing is always going to be the main thing. And that's how to know for sure you can get to heaven. And so we need to know the bad news before we can understand the good news. And the bad news is that we're all sinners. We have all fallen short. And the wages of sin is death. But the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord. It is for by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. And the good news is found in 1 Corinthians 15, where it says that Jesus died for our sins. He was buried and he rose again on the third day, according to the scriptures. Hallelujah. That's incredible. And so now that I've told you that, I'll be able to go and tell my daughter that I told you.
I'm excited to say that on August 23rd, during a Coinbase segment, we will be announcing the tokenization of the National Trust Fund system in front of everyone.
Bro, after that video aired, 97% of people said Trump will announce NTFS National Trust Fund system on August 23rd, 2026. Creating millionaires overnight? Watch this full video and save it, because I'm about to show you why. Apparently, this was a deleted tweet from the White House saying it's time to put more money in the back of Americans' pockets. And look at this hashtag, NTFS. So I decided to go on Coinbase and find it for myself, and the real one was this one up top. It has around an 8.8 million market cap. I'm so excited for this play. I even decided to take some of my money out of my retirement account and put it into this token. I mean, even outlets are apparently saying Trump launches NTFS, National Trust Fund, a digital asset backed by billions of dollars flowing through taxes, tariffs, and war inflation. And they're saying he's going to announce this on August 23rd, which means we're early if this is all true. They're saying there's a Coinbase segment at the Grand Prix. And look at this, NTFS may be announced there. Coinbase is where I bought around $2,000 worth. It's already up $9,000. I think if this gets announced like they're saying it is, this will be worth so much more. I mean, just look, 1.8 billion people are going to be watching the Grand Prix. That could 10x my money, turning my 9K into 90. But remember guys, if you're looking for the NTF token, there's hella fakes on Coinbase right now. If you want the correct one, just comment NTFS and I'll send you the contract address to your DMs, or I have it pinned. And I'll keep updating you on how my money is growing in this token. This is not financial advice. I'm taking a risk here, but I love taking risks, baby. So let's see what happens.
All right, my guy said he likes taking risks. How do y'all feel about taking risks? I feel like it looks like it might be a chance that he could hit. He look like he might be telling the truth. NTFS, invest. That's what I do. Well, without further ado, let's bring it to an end. I'm glad that y'all joined me for these videos, but let's do what we have to do, and let's comment, like, and subscribe to this channel. You hear me? And share these videos also. It'd be gladly appreciated. Alright, I'm gonna sign out. And Fearen Files, we're